The United States of America, a nation founded on principles of liberty and self-governance. In the 18th century it emerged as a beacon of hope, a new republic, carving its path on the world stage. Yet it remained a fledgling nation, finding its footing amidst global giants. The early years were marked by both promise and uncertainty. The U.S. grappled with internal divisions, economic challenges, and a complex relationship with European powers. But the spirit of innovation burned bright. The seeds of ambition were sown. The potential for greatness was evident. From these humble beginnings, a superpower would rise. The 19th century witnessed a dramatic transformation in America. The Industrial Revolution swept across the nation, forever altering its destiny. Factories hummed with activity, cities swelled with populations. Innovation became a driving force. The steam engine, the railroad, the telegraph, these technological marvels connected the vast American landscape. They fueled economic growth and spurred westward expansion. The U.S. was no longer an agrarian society tethered to the land. It was becoming an industrial powerhouse. With this newfound strength came a surge in confidence. America's voice grew louder on the world stage. Its ambitions extended beyond its borders. The stage was set for a more assertive foreign policy. The phrase "manifest destiny" captured the spirit of the age, embodying the belief that the United States was destined by God to expand its dominion and spread democracy and capitalism across the entire North American continent. Americans believed they had a God-given right to expand their dominion. This belief was not just a political or economic agenda but was deeply rooted in the cultural and religious ethos of the time. The idea of manifest destiny was used to justify the removal of Native Americans and other groups from their lands. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, the nation pushed westward, incorporating new territories and displacing indigenous populations. This westward expansion was marked by significant events such as the Oregon Trail, the California Gold Rush, and the establishment of new states. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled the size of the nation, providing vast tracts of land for agriculture and settlement. President Thomas Jefferson saw this acquisition as essential for the nation's growth and prosperity. The Mexican-American War in the 1840s led to the acquisition of vast territories in the Southwest, including present-day California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which ended the war, significantly expanded the United States landholdings. By the end of the century, the U.S. had become a continental power stretching from coast to coast. The construction of the Transcontinental Railroad played a crucial role in linking the eastern and western parts of the country, facilitating trade, travel, and communication. This expansion, however, came at a cost. The relentless push westward led to numerous conflicts and wars with Native American tribes who were forcibly removed from their ancestral lands. The impact on these communities was devastating, leading to loss of life, culture, and territory. Native American tribes were forcibly removed from their ancestral lands, their cultures and ways of life threatened. The Trail of Tears is one of the most tragic examples of this forced relocation, where thousands of Native Americans suffered and died during their journey to designated Indian territory. The legacy of this westward push continues to shape the nation's identity and its relationship with indigenous communities. Today, the history of manifest destiny and its consequences are subjects of reflection and reassessment, as the United States seeks to reconcile with its past and honor the resilience of Native American cultures. For much of its early history, the United States adhered to a policy of isolationism. President George Washington famously warned against entangling alliances with foreign powers. The focus was on domestic affairs, building the nation, expanding its territory, and consolidating its power. However, the turn of the 20th century brought a shift in American foreign policy. The Spanish-American War in 1898 marked a turning point. The U.S. emerged victorious, acquiring overseas territories such as Puerto Rico and the Philippines. This victory signaled a more interventionist stance. The U.S. was no longer content to remain on the sidelines. It was ready to assert itself as a global power. Section 5. The World Wars Forging a Superpower. The two world wars of the 20th century would irrevocably alter the course of human history. These conflicts not only reshaped borders and societies but also redefined the balance of power on a global scale. and they would catapult the United States to the forefront of global leadership. Emerging from these wars, the US would transition from a relatively isolated nation to a dominant superpower, influencing international politics, economics, and culture. In World War I, the US initially remained neutral. The American public and government were hesitant to become entangled in European conflicts, preferring to focus on domestic growth and stability. But the sinking of American ships by German U-boats and the growing threat to democracy in Europe drew the nation into the conflict. The infamous Zimmermann telegram, in which Germany proposed a military alliance with Mexico against the US, further inflamed public opinion. American industrial might and military prowess proved decisive in securing an Allied victory. The US mobilized its vast resources, transforming its economy to support the war effort and sending millions of troops to the front lines. World War II saw the US play an even more pivotal role. The scale of the conflict was unprecedented, and the stakes were higher than ever before. The attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 galvanized the nation, uniting Americans against the Axis powers. This surprise assault on American soil ignited a fierce determination to achieve total victory. From the beaches of Normandy to the islands of the Pacific, American forces fought with valor and determination. Their efforts were instrumental in turning the tide of the war, leading to the eventual defeat of the Axis powers and the establishment of the United States as a global superpower. Section 6: The Cold War, a Bipolar World. The aftermath of World War II ushered in a new era, the Cold War. The devastation left by the war created a power vacuum, and two superpowers emerged to fill it. The world was divided into two opposing camps: the Communist bloc led by the Soviet Union, which sought to spread its ideology across the globe, and the capitalist West led by the United States, which aimed to contain the spread of communism and promote democratic values. For over 4 decades, this ideological struggle shaped global politics, economics, and culture. The influence of the Cold War was felt in every corner of the world, from Europe to Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The US and the Soviet Union engaged in a high-stakes competition for influence, waging proxy wars, engaging in espionage, and supporting opposing sides in conflicts around the globe, and amassing vast nuclear arsenals. The threat of nuclear war loomed large, creating a constant state of tension and fear. The Cold War was a period of both tension and technological advancement. The competition between the superpowers spurred rapid developments in science and technology. The space race, triggered by the Soviet launch of Sputnik in 1957, spurred innovation in both countries. This race to dominate space led to significant achievements, including the moon landing by the United States in 1969. The development of nuclear weapons, while terrifying, also led to a fragile peace based on mutually assured destruction. This doctrine meant that both superpowers had the capability to destroy each other, which ironically prevented direct conflict between them. The Cold War era was marked by a delicate balance of power, where diplomacy and negotiations played crucial roles in maintaining global stability. Section 7: The Dawn of a New Millennium, Unipolarity and its Challenges. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War. The United States emerged as the sole superpower, ushering in a period of unipolarity. American military, economic, and cultural influence extended across the globe. The U.S. intervened in conflicts in the Balkans, the Middle East, and elsewhere, promoting democracy and safeguarding its interests. The Internet, a product of American ingenuity, connected the world like never before, further amplifying American cultural exports. However, this unipolar moment proved to be fleeting. Challenges to American dominance began to emerge. Section 8: The 21st Century, a Multipolar World. The 21st century has witnessed a shift in the global balance of power. The rise of China in particular has presented a significant challenge to American hegemony. China's economic growth, military modernization, and assertive foreign policy have reshaped the geopolitical landscape. Other powers such as Russia, India, and the European Union have also asserted themselves on the world stage. The global economy has become increasingly interconnected, with power distributed more widely than ever before. Some analysts argue that we are entering an era of multipolarity, with no single nation or bloc holding absolute dominance. Section 9. The future of American power. The United States remains a formidable power with the world's largest economy, a powerful military, and a vibrant democracy. However, it faces a complex and evolving global landscape. The challenges of the 21st century: climate change, pandemics, cyber warfare, and great power competition require new approaches and innovative solutions. Whether the U.S. can maintain its position as a global leader will depend on its ability to adapt to these changing realities, forge strong alliances, and address the pressing issues facing humanity. The future of American power, like the future of our planet, is not predetermined. It is a future we must actively shape through our choices and our actions.